We joking about inflation. We be keying eggs prices, but that shit is not funny.
Oh, the good side about that, cousin, is our waist is gonna be snatched. Our waist gonna be on invisible, cause we ain't gonna be eating that much. Anybody want $12 eggs? No, nobody. We gonna be eating a whole lot less.
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
So I've seen tons of these TikTok videos with explaining inflation with McDonald's and Wendy's and all these fast food places, right? I didn't really pay attention to it too much. I know prices went up, I get it, but earlier today, I really got hit with it. So I usually don't work in New York City, in Manhattan, but today I had to. So I ended up getting lunch from Shake Shack, and I got lunch, and for a 2-patty burger with the only extra on it was avocado plus a small, not a medium, not a large, but a small lemonade drink, $18. Again, a burger and a small drink, $18. I haven't gone to Shake Shack in years, but I know I used to spend at least 12 bucks for those same items on the menu. What the fuck happened? What's going on? Shake Shack is fast food. The burger alone was about $18.50 or something like that. That's like diner price. That's like restaurant, well, maybe not restaurant, because restaurant prices are going to be a little bit more than that. But that's like a diner price. That's like a sit-down place. You can sit down at Shake Shack, but it's a fast food joint. Come on.
We are underpaid. People think that just because a person has a 9-to-5 job, they have money. There's no money, darling. We are underpaid. Tell me, how many companies do you know that pays their employees well? How many people are happy within their workplaces? How many people are satisfied? No one really talks about it. We are underpaid. You may have a 9-to-5 job, but in most cases, you are underpaid. They underpay people in South Africa. Like, they literally underpay people. And it also depends on which career you are in or where you work. But other than that, they underpay people. So you always need to have a side hustle to make extra money, to cover up your salary, to get an extra income. Because one salary alone is not enough, guys. One salary alone is not enough. If you have the opportunity to work hard and make more money, do so. Do so.
I need to adult vent for a second. So I have stuff to do today. That list of stuff includes me going to go buy house essentials, Bounty, toilet paper, a box of tissues. And I'm really thinking, I throw that stuff away at the end. I run through Bounty like it's nothing. Toilet paper goes super quick, especially as a girl. I might as well just take the cash out of my wallet and put it in the garbage can. Because, I understand the invention of tissue, but as an adult with bills in this economy, I really don't like that. I really don't like that I'm throwing it away. I get it, I'm using it, but am I really using it? I don't like this.
I am in Walmart, and I just came from the meat aisle, the chicken aisle. It's interesting how the quantity of the meat is reduced, but the price still keep going up. And at this point, I'm literally thinking about becoming a vegetarian against my own will. Because, honey, it's getting serious out here on the streets. It is expensive. Before, you will bring $100 to the shop and you'll come out with a buggy full of stuff. But now $100 only give you a 3 bread, 1 egg, and maybe an onions, and the rest is history. No wonder those immigrants were eating the dogs and the cats in Ohio, because this is not a joke. I'm thinking about probably opening a little farm in my backyard, raising some chicken and goats, and you know what I mean. But the prices is getting ridiculous. It's getting expensive.
May I say something controversial? There is no doubt that the cost of living is rising, salaries are not keeping up with inflation, etc., etc. Money is tighter. There is no question about that. However, I see a not insignificant amount of people who have gotten on social media and they're like, yeah, cost of living has gotten so bad. Like, I make 6 figures and I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I genuinely think these are some people who have skated through life and never had to stick to a budget. And now they have to walk into a grocery store with an actual list and can't just throw 3 boxes of Gushers into their shopping cart. But that doesn't mean that they have to live paycheck to paycheck. I just think it's forcing people who have always been more comfortable to actually think about finances for the first time in their life. And does that suck? Yes. I would love to not think about money, but it's like, you're still not like, if you're living paycheck to paycheck on 6 figures, that's a you problem.
Okay, so I just got home from like running errands, so I look insane. Anyways, my kids have been saying that they wanted cereal, so I was like, you know what? We'll stop at the gas station, grab a gallon of milk. Cool, whatever. Tell me why 1 gallon of milk was almost $8 from the gas station right now. $8 for 1 gallon of milk. Isn't that insane? Like, do y'all think that's insane? Because I think that's insane. That is crazy to me. I swear when my son was little, it was like $3 for a gallon of milk at the gas station. Now it's almost $8. What? I don't know.
Like, I'm not an economist, and I understand that inflation is a real thing. I'm not going to be an inflation denier, but you cannot convince me that printing more money wouldn't just help. There is no argument you can give me. Print more money. We made up the value of the money. Print more money. Do it. All the money's fake anyways. I can't go to the bank and see all the dollars I have. And also, one more thing. Why does it take 3 to 5 business days to get my electronic money? I understood when you had to physically go into the bank and talk to the bank teller. It's a computer. It can process my check on a fucking Saturday, bitch. It's a computer.
So I just found out the other day that minimum wage in Seattle is going up, and as a minimum wage worker myself, I'm actually not very happy about this, and I'll tell you why. And I'll also preface, I'm not an economist. This is just my personal opinion coming from a college-educated woman currently living in Seattle, used to work in tech and has since been laid off. Now I work a minimum wage job at a gym. So right now in Seattle, minimum wage is almost $20 an hour, and it's going up next year to almost $21 an hour. And my personal opinion is like, this is way too much for unskilled labor. However, I do appreciate Seattle, like, taking into account inflation and how expensive things are here, but I don't know if raising the minimum wage is the answer. Because what my real big beef is that you raise minimum wage, but everyone else in the workforce is not getting a raise. And if anything, what's happening right now in the industry is people are getting laid off, and then these companies are replacing them, and people are making actually less money than they did before. So my big thing is like, what about all those other people that are making actually less money? How are we helping them? Like, and me personally right now, I'm a low income person. I live in low income housing, and I'm almost terrified to go get a job in the real world again. And that's why I'm not very happy about this raise. Like, we don't need to increase the minimum wage, in my personal opinion. I think we need to increase the wages of the middle class, because I feel like the middle class is shrinking and going more towards lower class, and the lower class is kind of going more towards the middle class, and it's just gonna have this big chunk, just how they say the richer get richer and the poor get poorer. Like, I feel like that's exactly what's happening.
I had a coworker today who made a comment because she was acting assistant manager, and she was like, "Ooh, it's so weird having, this much responsibility, being in charge." Yeah, it is very weird, especially when you're not getting the pay to reflect that. Because if you got me acting as anything, I need acting as pay. So if I'm spending this shift acting as assistant manager, I need that to reflect on my next paycheck. Because who? No, thank you. I need to be compensated. Don't ask me to do acting as nothing. I don't need any more responsibility than what my role, my job description tells me that I have. Y'all already be doing too much as it is.
How did you afford to quit your job? Oh my God, how are you living now? How are you going to pay bills? Because I was underpaid at my job. After 5 years of being in the education profession, I was making $55,000 a year. I was underpaid at my job. I now make that amount of money in 3 days a week working as a server. And if I went to a high-end restaurant, I'd be doubling that. So this whole thing of like, how are y'all gonna pay your bills? Y'all, I was not making a lot of money before, let me tell you something. And to me, I am ready to forgo security for a short amount of time to see where this road takes me. And I know that I'm not committed to anything, and at any point in time, I could return to a field, I could start something new. There are possibilities out there. Do not condition yourself with fear. Love you.
He makes more working at a restaurant than he does working at a school. I have a sister who was a teacher for, I think, about 3 years or so. She quit as well. The pay, the workload, the stress, and the rude, disrespectful students. She was like, nope, I'm not doing this any longer. And she switched fields. It's not worth it. At the end of the day, it's really not worth it. And she has all of these student loans to pay back for a job that does not pay.
Man, let me be fucking for real. The reason that nobody's out here dating or chasing you women, goddammit, inflation is high. We live in America. It's 2025, baby girl. I'm sorry. I can't take you on a date, girl.
Somebody teach me how to steal. Teach me your ways, please. Yo, why was the dried oregano leaves? Do you see how small this is? $2.49. This is the store brand as well. The other ones were $3.99, $4.99 plus. I need to learn how to steal. I need to learn how to steal. And respectfully, I live at home. My mom doesn't charge me nothing to live there. So the economy is not even hitting me that bad. But when I go food shopping, bro, it makes me want to grow a cow and kill it. And I don't even think I could do it. But the amount of money that everything is really making me feel disgusted. Like, I'm really about to be Little House on the Prairie. Like, I'll buy my oregano and I'll dry it in the oven. For $2.49? Yeah, you thought.
If you were to ask me how my day is going, I would tell you it's shit. Every day is shit, okay? I woke up, I already knew politics is crap, okay? And I live in Kansas, so there's nothing good here. And my body's failing, so I went to physical therapy. And then I wanted to run an errand, and then my check engine light came on, and then my oil light came on, flickering. So currently I'm sitting on the side of the highway, well, off the highway at a gas station, waiting for my husband to come pick me up. Life's just not good, okay? Between my car, my finances, my health, and my politics, and my government. Ah! I'm ready to crash. I'm gonna have a crash out, guys. It's gonna be so fucking great too, because when that crash out comes, guys, it's gonna be crazy. Because this was the straw for me, okay? This was it, okay? This was it. Between that and having to go back to shitting in a bag, and my stupid Crohn's colitis is flaring up, and the only thing that's saving me right now is coloring with alcohol markers in my kids' beautiful faces. But you know what sucks also by looking at them? Not knowing what their fucking future's gonna look like. Ugh!
I got $1 floating around my car. It been floating around my car for about, I don't know, 2 weeks now. I don't know where it came from. I'm looking at it right now. There it go, right there. It's in the little side cubby, you know, of the door. Here it is right here. It's still kind of crisp. I don't know how. I remember being happy to see $1. I remember like, man, $1? Somebody gave you $1? This dollar right here used to be able to buy me 100 pieces of penny candy. 100 pieces of candy that was made in America. It was candy made in the United States. Not too long ago, in recent memory, that I could have bought a McDonald's sweet tea for $1. Do you remember when McDonald's dropped that sweet tea? And you started to see empty sweet tea carcasses around the hood like you used to see crack vials? Because it was that good, and it was only $1. Just yesterday, I needed $2.39 to purchase a McDonald's sweet tea. What's happening to our country? Snicker bar costs $2 and some change. A Snicker bar. I ain't even talking about king size either. I'm talking about the regular little funky ass supposedly Snickers really satisfy you bar. But how we let this creep up on us like that? I know, I get it. I know that it's economic forces and, you know, inflation and whoop-de-whoop. But some of it, I think they just like, I really feel like they be in them board meetings, be like, how much should we charge for the Snicker bar now? And somebody in there like calculating for inflation and the offset of the GDP and the NASDAQ index, we probably should charge about $1.25, and we'll still make a profit, right? There's somebody in there that say that. Then somebody else fires his ass, and they be like, nah, $2. They don't know, this $2. They still gonna buy it, $2. State can get their taxes on top of that, but they gonna put 39 cents on it. This thing lonely. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. If I eat something that I done paid $50 for a sandwich, that's what I do. That's where we at, Elon. While you up in Social Security numbers and shit. Check that out.
A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's continue the video.
I just read that the median rent in the United States currently is $1,967. That's almost $2,000. Now, for the median hourly pay in the United States to be considered a livable wage, which means if you added up that wage times 40 hours times 4 weeks each month, that would equate to 3 times your rent. That number is $35.40. And before I tell you what the current median hourly pay in the United States is, I wanted to give you a moment so you could think about what that number is at this moment. The current median hourly pay in the United States is $17.02. That number is less than half of what would be considered a livable wage. And through the first several weeks of 2024, there have been an abundance of articles published talking about how people aren't wired to save, or that record numbers of people are being evicted, or people can't seem to pay their rent, or how imperative it is currently to pay off your credit cards. And in these articles, they talk about how many millions of Americans are struggling just to make ends meet. And yet none of them are willing to spend any amount of time talking about how underpaid so much of the workforce is in this country. And while some people may find it helpful for an out-of-touch executive to talk about how more people just need to budget for inflation, the problem is so many people can't. So many people already don't have money to pay the bills they have today. So setting aside money you don't have isn't an option. People need to be paid what they deserve. It's as simple as that.
Good morning. Happy Halloween. But I just came on here to say something really quick. If you're watching this video and you are employed, meaning that you work for someone, like you work for a company or establishment, I just came on here to say that do not allow a company or establishment to overwork you and underpay you. Do not stick with a company because, you know, you have bills to pay and you have kids to take care of, but the job is draining you. The job is overworking you. The job is asking you to do more than what you were hired to do. It's not fair and it's not right. I just quit my job yesterday and they don't even know that I quit because I was being overworked but underpaid. And I stood up for myself, and that's something that they did not like. They thought that they could tell me whatever they wanted to tell me to do, and I had to do it. And it does not work like that. Once you know what you were hired to do, you do that and nothing more. You know, some people may tussle with me, or whatever the case may be, but that's just how I feel in my heart. And I feel like in these times, no company should be overworking their employee. But there are companies that do it and they do it and they don't care. They don't have no consideration. They don't care about your outside life. They don't care about none of that. Please, if you are working for someone, like what you do, but also stand up for yourself. Always stand up for yourself. Do not be anybody's lapdog, and do not be anyone's modern day slave. It's not fair, and it's not right. And if God see it fit, he will put you in a better position. But don't sit and be quiet and let people walk all over you. That's one thing. I love my mom. Shout outs to my mom. My mom always told us, me and my siblings growing up, to stand up for ourselves. And you can stand up for yourself without being disrespectful. Don't do it. It's not fair and it's not right. So with that being said, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. If you're going to take in your children trick-or-treating, y'all be safe. And remember what Tap the Beat told y'all. Bye.
I have questions. Am I the only one who's struggling, or are we all secretly struggling and just not talking about it? Because why are groceries so high? What? Don't worry about dinner. We don't need it. It's going to cost us $96 even at home. So I just don't want it. And insurance. Take my house. Like, I didn't steal cars. It's not my fault the cars are getting stolen. My car's never been stolen. I don't think I will mind if it did get stolen. But it hasn't been. So, like, why is my insurance going up because of car thievery? I don't even live in New Orleans anymore. This is not the adults we want it to be when we were not adults. This is outrageous. Everything is so... If Apple Music goes up even by $1, I swear, y'all want to see me flip everything. I'm going to flip the earth, flip the table, flip my hair. I'm flipping everything because I just can't. I'm trying to but I can't.
I just left out of Walmart to get my $2.50 back on eggs, the 6 count. Last week, the eggs were $3.12, which is already highly outrageous. Not even 7 days later, they're at $3.42 for 6 eggs. Yo, why is stuff so expensive right now? This is crazy.
No,
hey,
so
hey,
I
Veronica.
went, like, Tuesday.
Veronica.
Yeah.
I see that you stopped working about like half an hour ago. What
Oh,
happened?
I thought I emailed you. I'm trying a new concept.
What do you mean a new concept? What new concept?
So you pay me $15.63 an hour. So I do $15.63 worth of work, and then that's it for that hour. And then I start again at the top of the next hour.
What are you talking about? No,
it's less than $1 a minute if you think about it.
That's not how
So it's probably one person that I help, and then I'll help the next person at the top of the next hour. I just feel like I'm giving you as much effort as you're paying me for. You're paying me for $15 worth of effort.
Me on my way to my 9 to 5 that everyone deemed as secure. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm actually good at my 9 to 5, and I actually like what I do at my 9 to 5. However, I am underpaid, I am undervalued, and I deal with toxic people every single day that tries to get me fired because I'm actually good at my job, and their insecurities gets in the way of that. Instead of them trying to, and I'm speaking from a place of humility because it is stressful. If y'all really knew the things that I have to endure on this 9 to 5, I promise you a lot of y'all would change this narrative about telling influencers to get a 9 to 5. And it's a lot. And it's heavy. And
Being underpaid at a job is one of the worst feelings in the world. They are saying that you are not worth more than this. That you are not worth more than $12 an hour. That you are not worth more than $20 an hour. That you are not worth more than $25 per hour. Have you ever thought about it like that? This is why it is so important to have skills and learn. Always be learning. Always try to upskill. It's very important. You have to increase your worth in the eyes of other people. Learn some new skills and be of more value to more people. And if you're able to do that and do it very well, you will earn a lot, or at least be able to start your own thing and put value on yourself.
You know what really grinds my gears is people that say they don't want to work, or they complain the 40-hour work week, it's too much. We aren't meant to be working like this. But what is the alternative, right? If you stop working, I stop working, we all stop working, where are you going to get your food? Where are you going to get your water? Where are you going to get your everyday modern convenience? Right? I'm not saying we're living in the perfect system, but it always ticks me off when everybody's like, oh, we're forced to work in this capitalist society. Oh, that we're being slaves of the elites and whatnot. But you do realize the alternative, if we just broke this whole thing down, right? We go back to the old days, right? You're not a slave to anybody. You work your land for your food and what you need. We lose all our conveniences, and you have to do back-breaking work on a farm from sun up to sundown, 6 to 6. You get home after you're done doing that back-breaking work. You eat some food. You have a few minutes with your kids if they aren't working the fields with you, and then you go to sleep, wake up bright and early the next day to do it again. And guess what? There's no weekends when you're farming. As someone who's worked on a farm before, that shit is back-breaking work. And they had equipment. So you stop working, right? All of you people, like, I see mostly women complain about this, but most of y'all who complain about this, the alternative is back-breaking work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. Can you do that? No. So guess what? Since you and you know what's the interesting part? It's always the people that have the easiest jobs, right? Like you're a cashier at Walmart and you're like, oh my God, like, bro, you've literally never done any hard jobs in your life. You're living an easy life. Your life now is the best that anyone probably has lived in the entire history. Like you live better than kings did back then. All right. So please, whenever I see those, they piss me off. Stop complaining. And by the way, I'm not saying that we have the perfect system. I know there's a affordable housing thing, blah, 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 crisis, right? People can't afford homes, etc. I'm not saying it's the best system, but those of you who are complaining that you shouldn't have to work or that people shouldn't be working like this, etc., you don't know what you're talking about. You're delusional. All right, you're delusional. You're just a privileged person that's never actually had to do hard work. So now you're saying you shouldn't have to work for doing the easiest jobs in air conditioning, mind you. All right, I don't want to be hearing that no more.
Thinking about how it never matters how much money we make, it always feels like it's not enough, and how little money we're making in comparison to how much it costs to live and be a human being is making me realize how crazy it is that Arizona cans of tea still cost 99 cents. And that the owner said that they're going to keep it 99 cents for as long as they can, and they've been 99 cents since 1992. Right? And a lot of these corporations, this is my conspiracy theory, and I feel like it's not even that crazy of a theory, is that a lot of these corporations use inflation as an excuse to raise their prices and use the pandemic as an excuse to raise their prices. Why did you get all this money to keep your business afloat, and then you still decided that you were going to cost your customers more or charge your customers more? That doesn't make any sense. They're like, oh, it's inflation. We're raising our prices. It's inflation. And because everybody's doing it, we as the consumer have no choice but to oblige and just try to afford it. That's crazy to me. Because a corporation that has the most popular tea brand is still charging the same amount since 1992 for their most popular item. The cost of aluminum and the cost of making the tea has made it that they're basically not making a profit, and they're just leaving it that price to be endearing because they care about their customers, and they're fine. I haven't heard nothing about Arizona going bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure they're still coming out with new flavors. They're doing fine. So that really proves to you, like, oh, it's not that y'all want to like stay in the green. It's that you want to be as far into the green as you can get, no matter what it costs the people who are consuming your service or your product. No matter if people are dying to be able to afford the stuff that you're selling, you want to be filthy, stinking rich, as stinky as a porta potty at a festival. You can't just take a little fart.
I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.